Hello guys, hope you're doing fine. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Adiola. Compliment of the season. Have a wonderful holiday. So guys, this is my favorite season of the year. Yay! So in today's YouTube tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make a tulle skirt with elastic band. So I have my cream tulle here. So it's a soft type. So this is like 6 yard. So I need like 4 to 5 layers of this. Then I have my hard net. It's skin friendly. So beautiful, guys. So it's not that hard, okay? Very soft. The next is my lining. So this is my sews lining, which is also a cream color and is like a fabric yard. Then I'm going to work with this particular elastic band. There are several types at the store, but ensure to get a good one. So I cut out a smaller one from this. I didn't get a 3 inches width, so I cut out like 3 inches width because I'm going to be joining it to my tulle. Then I'm going to be using waist 30 to 35 inches. I'm not sure yet. Then my skirt length of 22 inches. So my waist is 30 inches or 30.5. I'm not sure yet. I might just use waist 30 inches. Then I made something similar to that a while ago. It's the exact measurements and method of sewing. But this particular band here is different. I couldn't get this at the store. So make sure the band is not too stretchy. So this is perfect for my work. So it's exactly the same thing. The only difference here is I did not fix in my ad net. So I don't have the ad net for the braid tulle. The only thing I have inside is this satin fabric. And I have like 5 layers here. Yeah, I have 5 layers of that. So that's my satin. Then I have layer 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so I'm going to be recreating exactly this. You can see how beautiful this is. So I'm going to pull this aside. So I have my fresh pattern here. So I have my paper here. Then I'm going to be working with length 22 like I said. So I think I might stick to 30, but in order to make sure the band and the skirt fits properly, I'm going to be adding 5 inches. So I'm going to add 5 inches to this, so that will be 35 inches. Okay, so once I have 35 inches, I'm going to divide that by 6.28, so I should have like 5.57. So I'm going to approximate this to 6 inches, so this will be 6 inches all together. So I'm going to be taking my 6 inches from the edges there, right? So I'm going to measure 6 inches all round, starting with the tip here. So I'm going to take 6 inches here. So I'll take 6 inches round. So when you get here, you extend it, alright? So from this starting point here, I'm going to extend it. Then afterwards, alright? So you extend it all the way here. Next, this is my length. Remember, I'm going to fix a band to the tulle. So if I made this 22 inches, then I had my band of 3 inches. So I'm going to take in 3/4 of an inch for joining it to the tulle. So I'll be left with 2.1 or 2.1 inches thereabouts. Together, I'll have like 24 inches. I remember I'm going to be wearing heels on this, so which is still perfect. Then after, I'll take my 6 inches. So I added extra fresh paper to make this work. I'm going to take this all round. So I'm going to fill in those places I didn't mark. So once I'm through, I'm going to use my pattern master to draw out my curve. So I'm going to follow this line through. Remember, mark this part straight first before continuing to curve and blend all together. Sorry about that. Also mark this part straight. Then I blend this properly before cutting. So next I'll cut the waistline first. Then when cutting, you should have a cone effect like this. So I'm going to cut my skirt length. This is my full flare pattern. Next, I'm going to use my pattern to cut out my tulle, my lining and add neck. I'll place my pattern aside and show you how to fold your fabric before cutting. So I fold in two first and fold again. Rearrange your knits. Ensure it's relaxed and flat on every side. Arrange and rearrange as many times. So at this point, I need to work with a lot of pin. Alright, so the most important part is the down part here. So you ensure you pin it at all sides. Okay, so ensure that there is no folding at all sides too, which is very important. Then the down part here is very important. Make sure it's longer than your pattern. Next, I place my pattern this way. So ensure this part here is on fold and the other side too is on fold to avoid having pieces of flare instead of having one full round circle. Then for the length part, ensure there are little excesses to enable you cut the flare. For this part, I use my pin to hold it down before cutting because my tulle is very transparent and soft and I work with a lot of light while doing this. Place your pattern this way, then you can place some objects on it in order to cut it out. I'll cut out my waistline first, then I'll check one more time to be sure no error. Then I can go ahead and cut, placing some objects on it. Afterwards, I move to my skirt length and I also cut this out. This is the excesses that I have left, so it's better you have some excesses so it will make your work easy. It's better to cut it out one step at a time because it's going to be overwhelming folding all your tulle and cutting it at once, especially when working with a very soft tulle like this. Then I'll go ahead and notch the two folded side because this is going to help me. So here is my tulle once I'm done cutting it. So there are no pieces. So I'll cut out 3 or more of this. Then you make sure your hemming is cut out perfectly because it's going to be visible and the first thing people will see, alright? So I'm going to cut out my lining, my add nets this way too. So here is my lining. The length is 22 inches long. I'll take out like an inch, or rather still you can take your pattern, mark out 2 inches, but make sure your lining is like 2 inches off. So I made this like 21 inches, so I'm going to fold in 3 inches, so that'll be 1.5 or 1.5 because the lining must not be too short. So by the time I'm done, I'll have like 19 inches left. Then you can take out 2 inches from your hemming. Then you can fold your pattern in so you can cut it out. So next is to join my tulle skirt, my hard nets and my lining together and sew on the machine. Pardon me guys, the other time the garment I placed on my table blended with my tulle. So I decided to show you this cutting part again. So again, make sure your tulle is folded, use your pin to hold it down, place your pattern in this manner and cut. Then next is the waistline. This is a clearer picture of my tulle skirt. So a trick you can use is place the perfect hemming of your skirt in front and make sure the not so smooth edges, they can be at the third or the fifth layer. Alright, then I'll notch these two parts. This is my hard net, it will be shorter than my lining. Then I measured 18.5 inches. Then for my suit lining, I chalked 1.5 by 1.5 for a minute. You deserve an high five if you've gotten to this point. Working with a soft tulle can be very stressful. So this is my layers of tulle. This video is not showing how beautiful this is. So I'll spread this open. So what I did was I used my needle and thread first to tag the layers down. So I'm going to be sewing this on 1/2 inch round. Alright. So I'm going to put this aside. So I placed my hard knit in front of my lining. So I already hemmed my lining, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So first sew the tulle skirts together, then stitch the hard knit and the lining together. Then you put your lining and your hard knit inside your tulle and you stitch it together. See how beautiful my tulle is. So my band is 30 inches long. So I have 30.5. Then the 1/2 inches for joining. So I'm going to weave or use a zigzag to hold it in place. So my band must fit into my actual waistline, which is 30 inches. Sorry, my camera was not recording. So start stitching on 1/2 inch. Ensure your tulle is flat as you do this. So I'm going to stop at this junction here, remove the thread I used to tack my tulle skirts. Double stitch it and voila, here is my skirt. Now I'm going to join this hard net and my lining together with my band. Here is my tulle skirt together with my net and lining. So I'm going to stitch on 1/2 inch. So my band I'm going to be joining by 3/4 inch. Since I join all my fabric by 1/2 inch, I can't join my band by 1/2 inch. So I'll make sure it fit perfectly into my skirt so I can likewise split it. I'll double stitch, then I'll fix my band. Fix my band, I'm going to stitch on 1/2 inch. Then I'll use my zigzag and stitch it. Then I'll make it fit into my skirt. So I'm going to use the smooth parts as the upper region of my skirt and the parts where I use my scissors on to join my skirt. So I'll weave it well. So this part here is the back and this is the front. I'll fix my band in this manner and join. Before I continue, let me show you the hemming of my lining. So you fold it in two, then you use your pin and you sew it together. For my band, I joined by 1/2 inch. Then I use a zigzag number 14. Then next I'll fix my band. Then again I use zigzag 5 to complete the back of my band. then I double stitches. So this is my skirt. Then I overlock my raw edges. So this is my beautiful tulle skirt with elastic band. So this will be my back and this is my front. Sure the pleating part is in front. Then you can get up to 7 to 8 layers to have 5 layers or more. This particular elastic isn't stretchy at the down part after stitching, except you expand your waist. So take note, you can get the band of the red tulle because it's both stretchy at the upper part and the lower part. Subscribe to my channel and like my video.